Your brand isn't just your logo. Like, we are so far removed from a time where your brand was what you said it was or what you created. Your brand is what your customers are saying about you.
Hello and welcome to the Elevate podcast. I'm your host, Patricia Nowakowski. I'm a salon owner, educator, mindset, and leadership coach that helps salon owners go from overwhelmed and burnt out to motivated and empowered. It is my mission to help you systemize your business, generate more profit, and create a career that you love. Join us every week to learn about the small shifts you can make to elevate your business regarding mindset, marketing, social media, business systems, and so much more. Today on the Elevate podcast, I'm excited to sit down and speak with Brittany Hodak. Brittany is an award-winning entrepreneur, author, and customer service speaker who has delivered keynotes across the globe to organizations including American Express and the United Nations. She has written hundreds of articles for Forbes, Adweek, Success, and other top publications. She has appeared on programs on NBC, CBS, ABC, and CNN. And she has worked with some of the world's biggest brands and entrepreneurs, including Walmart, Disney, Katy Perry, and Dolly Parton. Today, we will be discussing her new book, Creating Superfans, how to turn your customers into lifelong advocates, and ways you can improve your customer service to create more superfans for your business. And be sure to keep an eye out for her book release in January. I'm really excited to talk to you today. I feel like customer service is a lost art. I don't know if you feel the same way, and that's why you wrote this book. But I feel like, especially in the service industry, it's one of the things that really can make or break hairstylists and service providers' career. And since a lot of hairstylists haven't really experienced high-level luxury services or even just like high-level experiences in general, I feel like this is really lacking in our industry. Once they tweak this part of their business, it will be a game changer. So I want you to tell me a little bit about yourself and give us a little bit of your background.
So I am an accidental entrepreneur. I launched my very first business about 12 years ago, totally by accident. I was working in the entertainment industry. I ended up working with some of the biggest entertainers on the planet, people like Dolly Parton and Taylor Swift and Katy Perry, ran that business for several years, and then sort of accidentally became a keynote speaker, which is what I'm doing now. And my new book, Creating Superfans, is out, and it's really about all of the lessons that I've learned from my entire career, starting with my very first job as a radio station mascot. And it's called Creating Superfans because it's about using customer experience as your X factor to win. So I'm taking a lot of the lessons from the entertainment industry where I saw people create fans, but putting it into the perspective of customer experience for people who provide services.
I love that. I seriously love that. So what exactly is a superfan, and what kind of impact does a superfan have on a business?
So a superfan is really just a customer who creates more customers. So it's someone who has a wonderful experience with you. They're going to come back and tell their friends. And for people in service industries, especially for people who work at salons, that is the holy grail. That is what you want. People who are going to be loyal, people who are going to be advocating for you, people who will take the time when they see someone post on a social app or hear them ask at their kid's birthday party to say something like, oh, I'm really looking for a new colorist, or I'm really looking for a new hairstylist. You want the people who don't just say like, I'll let someone else answer, but that speak up and say, you've got to meet my girl or you've got to meet my guy. So those are superfan customers. And the really interesting thing about superfans, and this is true for every industry and for everyone listening, if you think of the things in your life that you love and you support, you can't buy superfans. Like, you can't pay someone to love you more. You don't run promotions or make offers to get someone to feel a deeper level of affinity for you. The way you do it is through service. The way you do it is by showing them that you care about them and you care about making their lives better.
So being in the entertainment industry, this is like so fascinating to me. What was the number one thing that you saw these beautiful people doing to really create their reputation and to create these people that really just adored them? Something that maybe salon owners can apply to their businesses today.
Yeah, well, great question. So I like to say that super fans are created at the intersection of your story and every customer story. And what I mean by that is if you think of entertainment, let's look at the music industry. There are probably tons of songs that you loved that you have no idea who sings them, right? You hear it on the radio, you maybe add it to a playlist, but you don't take the extra step to learn or care about that artist. There are so many artists who are one-hit wonders or who've had a couple hits and then sort of gone away. The artists who have staying power beyond just great music, they have a story, they have a background, they have something that makes them unique and interesting and different, and not just another fun pop song or whatever genre of music that you like. So in order to be more than just a commodity provider to your customers, you've got to have a unique story. You've got to have a point of view. You've got to have something that makes you stand out from everyone else in your city who also does what you do. And part of that is your own background, your uniqueness, what makes you who you are. And then part of it is what I like to call your superpower. Like, what are you the best in the world at? What are you uniquely positioned to do for your customers that other people can't do as well as you can do? Because if you don't know that, like, how in the world is the customer ever going to figure it out? And I know salon owners who have been, or stylists who have been working for a while have probably figured out that, you know, it's better long-term for your business to specialize in a few things that you do amazingly well, rather than to kind of just be a generalist and say, you know, I do a pretty good job at everything, because a customer isn't looking for someone who can do a pretty good job at everything. They're looking for someone who can be the best partner for them for whatever it is that they need.
One thing that I love that you touched base on is really having that personal story. And I see so many hairstylists, because of social media, really struggling to be their authentic self, because they're just trying to keep up with the stylists that they're seeing on these platforms. So can you touch base on how having a personalized story really does make a huge impact, and why people should stop trying to be like other people and really just be their authentic selves?
Yes, I love this question because this is something that so many people fall victim to. And if you're just chasing trends or you're just trying to emulate what you see from somebody else, all you're going to end up being is like a second-rate version of that person. Versus if you're really authentic to yourself, you're going to attract the right kind of customers. You're going to attract the right kind of prospects. And social media is such a slippery slope and such a tricky thing, because the things that are sort of like right there for you to look at in terms of results aren't really the things that matters. There's this great quote from Albert Einstein from, you know, way back in the day. He said, not everything that counts can be counted, and not everything that can be counted counts. And it's so true of social media, where obviously having 100 loyal superfan customers is more valuable than having 1 million followers who maybe don't even live in the same country as you, who are probably never going to come be a shopper. But with social media, it's so easy to look at like, well, how many follows did this get? How many likes did this get? What was the engagement? Like, did this trend? Like, while that might make you feel good, that's not filling your appointment book, or at least not on a recurring basis. Versus if you really take the time to figure out, why are you doing this? Like, why did you become a stylist? You could have been anything in the world. What do you love about being a stylist? Do you love transforming people? Do you love making them feel better? Do you love the ability to be a bright spot in somebody's week? Like, what is it? What do you love? And lean into that and create content and share content about that. And don't worry about chasing trends, because the right people will find you if you focus on connecting your story to theirs.
I love that you touched base on that, because passion is magnetic. People can feel it. They can see it through your social media. There's a special energy there when you make a post and you really do have that drive and that inspiration behind it. And it's truly coming from the heart. And I think that to be really successful in this industry, you have to be obsessed with this industry. It's not something that you can just, just like say, oh, I do hair. Like, people want to be in the chair of a passionate stylist. I feel like a lot of people struggle with finding their passion, and it's hard for them to choose